Mr. Thomas Miata. We are here, we are live, and we're going to talk about these interesting things going on in the cryptocurrency space. Bitcoin is pumped. Yesterday was the 25th, the 26th. Yesterday, Sunday evening-ish. What time was it when we got this green dildo, as some people might want to call it?
I don't remember the exact time, actually. I've been doing my best not to pay too much attention to it. I was actually getting over a gallstone.
Okay, whoa. I was time for the gallstone now. No. Clapping you for not paying attention to the price. We'll talk about the gallstone another time, but you already know. But yeah, man, yesterday was surprising. My alerts went off like crazy. I was like, whoa, 5%. What's this? By the time I checked, it was 7. then 10. Then I think we peaked out like 11% gains. But let me show the charts here. This skyrocket here. Look at that.
It's always good to see.
Look at that volume though, like peaking. I mean, it was a good situation. Everybody who was down for the last month, I'd say, we've been going through like a miniature bear-ish situation that might have been forced, but we won't get into that today. What we're going to get into a little bit is what might have caused this to happen. Now, I'm hearing a lot of people saying there was a short squeeze, right? That might have been definitely happening, right? But there's also, and just in case people are not aware, in order to cover a short position, if the price is running up on you and it's about to go past whatever you can afford to, you got your coins from, you end up having to buy back your position in Bitcoin. So I think a lot of people think that the shorts were about to essentially get liquidated, and that's essentially what happened. A lot of shorts got liquidated. People had to cover their positions and purchase Bitcoin on the market at market price, which was likely higher than they bought it for initially, to sell it and make a profit. That's an overview gist of it. How did I do, Thomas?
Sounds pretty good to me.
All right, cool.
And I was going to say, I can add a little bit at the end there. I never short. I am a spot buyer and holder. I don't recommend shorting unless you really know what you're doing. So do your research. Be careful.
I would say that's pretty fair, Thomas. I don't think anybody out here should be shorting maybe not Bitcoin, but that's, not financial advice. Do what you can, do what you will, do whatever you want. But yeah, man, look, we obviously are kind of on a downtrend situation right about now, but to be from where we came, this is a significant bounce out of nowhere in less than 24 hours, right?
Oh yeah.
The traders out there, you probably saw this coming and you made a killing. Not a day trader, so take what I say as entertainment purposes only. But yeah, before we get to the downtrend situation, the other news that might have sparked this little wave here that people were front running after hearing on Friday that Amazon had a opening that is crypto friendly. They're looking for a crypto expert, if anybody didn't already know. That job posting popped up, I believe, on Friday morning, and people were getting excited. Now, what they were speculating on might have just got sort of confirmed from others, basically, that are, as they call them, insiders, or, when they say sources say. Let me see here. We got this from Bitcoin.com. This is all over CNBC. Everybody's covering. Everybody's talking about it. They are saying that Amazon is set to accept Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. And their insider is actually saying that it begins with Bitcoin. This is the key first stage of this crypto project, and the directive is coming from the very top, Jeff Bezos himself. So, first off, if Mr. Bezos putting out word like, yo, we need to accept Bitcoin, what do you think he probably has in his pockets? Let me see. We got Russell Branson, is that his name? A Virgin guy that just went to space on Virgin Galactic, the owner of that. We got Elon Musk, SpaceX. He owns Bitcoin, double confirmed it the other day on the B Word conference. Thomas, do you believe Jeff owns some Bitcoin?
I think that a lot of the rich people out there probably own some Bitcoin. They are just not telling us. They're going to strategically release that information, I would imagine, so that they can benefit from it the most. We saw that a lot with Musk and the kind of pumping and dumping that he did with Doge, and I would suspect there'll be more of that in the future. Starting with this leaked source, it's pretty classic moves from the old days of stock trading and hedge funds doing that. You leak a story, and maybe it's true, maybe it's not true, and and you know it's going to happen, so you can basically front run it, and all of that stuff's illegal in stock trading, but there's not a lot of regulation on that side of things for crypto, and even if there was, you wouldn't be able to stop it anyway. So essentially, you have to learn more about the market and not get fooled too much by some of these stories that may or may not be real. And I think we're kind of alluding to this being, more of a pump and a dump kind of situation potentially. I ran into another article actually where they're talking about the source. It's not verified, and although the position could be real, they're not talking about doing it this year, so more next year. So, take everything you read with a grain of salt every time.
For sure, man. Do your own research, you're about to say, right?
Mm-hmm.
GYOR, if you're out there seeing the acronyms. Yeah, it's never a dull moment in crypto space, but you also got to wonder why some of this information might be coming out now. Is it time for everybody's accumulated? Because we obviously know the banks and the hedge funds and the family offices were into crypto and purchasing it consistently, right? There's enough evidence out there. Feel free to research even the fact that Michael Saylor from MicroStrategy was admitting that they're still buying. Fidelity was admitting that they're still buying. And those are just the top ones that are very vocal right now. Yeah. So
Bank of America said they're going to be offering their clients the ability to invest in crypto as well.
For sure.
Not yet. So everyone's kind of coming online. These big actors are coming online. And this is kind of the thing Bitcoiners were talking about a long time ago. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, you bring in El Salvador coming online, and things are looking really good. We've been in a very boring consolidation phase here, and really any positive news is going to be good because we've just been getting hit with so much negative news. So much so that even, maybe not 100% true news is getting picked up. So,
oh yeah,
it's ready. I think the market's ready to pop in. I think it's going to pop in the up direction.
True. I felt it. I felt like, oh my God, I felt like I was at the bottom of like possibly thinking like, what was I thinking this year is going to pump? And you might have coined it a little different. You were feeling in your taint. You were saying earlier, you were feeling it there was time.
Yeah. Yes. You can kind of compare this to the old markets of years ago, and then add on top of that just the amount of printing that they're doing and the fact that they have no choice but to continue that. And there's the Bitcoin's the winning side. So it's really just a matter of when, not if. So we've been kind of, it feels like we've been held back for a long time. There's been low liquidity, low volume, and low leverage. So you can do a lot of market manipulation under those conditions. So you have to watch out, and you can tell the market's just waiting for it to decide which way it's going to go before we probably see a lot more volume. Just look at those little tiny volume charts, just cruising along.
All right. So since you're, going heavily into that, you got any charts that might be able to use to figure out where this thing is going long term, day to day, anything possible? But how are you feeling about letting us know how that works?
I don't look at the charts day to day. That's, in my opinion, way too short of a time frame. I'm looking at this thing over the course of years, and I believe that we're in a cycle that is caused by the halving event. So once you do a quick little research about Bitcoin, you understand that the supply is capped and is released to the market under a halving event, where each time you get a reward, it gets cut in half. Eventually that'll run out and the whole network will operate on transaction fees. But until then, you'll be able to time these waves that happen. And that lines up pretty well with some of these charts like halving trackers put out. Basically, you line up the old runs and you can kind of see where we're at. We had this rounded off top here where that was a lot of, Elon doing his posts that brought the market down, China pulling out the miners that brought the market down. A lot of that was, any Bitcoiner would know that those things were false right off the jump, but you can scare retail starts moving, and then the institutions will pile in behind to try to scare even more retail out. And as long as you've done your research, you understand you should never sell Bitcoin. So just think about why they'd want to do that. And you just know that this was a manipulation. And we probably have a similar thing happening here where we're recovering from that manipulation. So before, everyone in Bitcoin was expecting we'd have to blow off top somewhere in like September or August, but because of lining all these charts up and looking at the average. But since we had this like long, arduous battle here of pulling off money, and now it's reaccumulating, this has been delayed. So now we're probably thinking that the bull market's going to run into the end of the year, maybe the beginning of next year. So that could also be a catalyst, I would think, for a higher than average price here. So some of these charts are saying we could see as high as 800,000, and I lean towards the higher numbers for sure. I think once we educate a lot of people with a lot of the holdings, and they realize that essentially every asset that's not Bitcoin is set up to drain you of money and keep you working, and it's not a true savings, there's going to be a lot of money coming in very quickly.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of interesting seeing a limited supply asset fly up this much once people realize there's a use case, a need, a possible inevitability that's coming for money as we know it now, and money like what it could be. So yeah, once they figure that out, there's essentially infinite demand coming for a limited supply asset, and when you see that happen, there's nowhere for the price to go but up. But as Mokamami Coffee says, DYOR over DIOR. I'm not even sure what DIOR is. If you want to practice. I
don't know.
Mokamami, you still watch it. Break that down. Obviously, do your own research. I thought that was Dior, and I was like thinking back clothing brand. But that's not what we're talking about today. Bitcoin is moving, people. It's also moving back down. I don't know if you might be right. Maybe this is a kind of a pump situation.
Don't get scared.
Don't
get scared.
You know what I'm mad at? I missed out on my weekly buy last week because I was holding out for some like 20, 28, 25K. This is what happens when you hold out and miss your like DCA, people. I'm not telling you to DCA. I'm just saying I DCA, I dollar cost average. If anybody's wondering what that means, I put the set amount consistently, same amount over a consistent amount of time. So if it's weekly, I put in like, say it's $1. I put $1 in every week, forever, no matter if price up, down, left, right, sideways. So, up, down, ADAB, I'm putting it in. So yeah, I missed out. And Bitcoin, I think was in like 32, maybe 32, 33 range. I kind of wanted to come down. That's all I'm saying.
I bought a lot. I bought a lot in the low 30s, and I did buy a little bit when it hit 29.5 or so. And yeah, I do the dollar cost average thing too, so that in case it drops a little bit down from when I bought, I didn't throw all my eggs in at one time. Just put a little bit in, and I'm pretty confident in the fact that we're going to have a second part of the bull run. So that's where I'm putting my money. And if that doesn't happen, I'm still prepared. I'm going to be totally fine. It could sit in the 30s for another 4 years, and I will be fine. Even if it were to drop down. If it were to drop down, I'll start selling my stuff to buy more Bitcoin, because I believe this is a really, really cheap Bitcoin, considering what's going on out there in the environment.
Yeah, considering your stock to flow model and what we've seen in the past, as long as you're investing wisely and doing your own research, Mokamami Coffee explained right there, we are in good hands. But yeah, not financial advice. What you got right here for us?
So this is the stock to flow model by Plan B, and a lot of the people that I follow on YouTube, really the one guy actually, just Conquer Investing with Jordan. So that's CTM all day. He uses this chart a lot, and essentially you can tell, like, it just looks like an attack to me. They were really trying to push the price down out of this model to scare a lot of people away. And if you just know what Bitcoin is, there's no reason to sell. So don't get scared. Just always buy. That's what I'm doing.
Looks like it was on sale, and if you missed the sale, you're like me. And
it's not over. There's this little mini shakeout you're talking about here.
Yeah, I mean that mini shakeout. I hope it gets significant. I want to see a significant drop back to the low 30s, please, so I can not miss my day. Stop saying these things. You're saying terrifying words, sir.
I don't think you're going to see it, man. I really don't. I've been watching this every single day, putting money in a little bit at a time, and I don't think you're going to see it.
So you're saying the last time we're in the low 30s. Are you trying to call that? We could put people could talk in the chat right now if they agree with you, or you let them know. We'll see by next time we get you on if you're right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm already putting my money towards that. I'm not selling. So how much more do you want me to do?
Gotcha. All right, man. Thanks for reviewing this with me, because this thing is liquid and pumping and moving all over the place. Bezos doing his thing, talking, well, I don't know if he's talking, but somebody's talking for him and letting us know what's going on.
I think we're still a little bit early. And it's the roller coaster is about to take off from the station here, though. So I'm not getting left behind. That's for sure.
Well, apparently Bezos not getting left behind either with them trying to accept this Bitcoin.
Oh, he's got so much money, he can just buy it later. It doesn't matter to him if he's the richest man in the world. 20% less for a week.
So
he'll figure it out.
He can buy it later when the price is much higher. Okay, cool. He'll buy somebody else's bags. That's willing to.
No, he'll just he'll just make you pay him for his products in Bitcoin, and then he'll be fine.
Yeah, that is the other thing. I do hope that they keep it on their balance sheets. And talking about balance sheets, they do have their quarterly earnings report happening on the 29th of this month. So July 29th. Be sure to listen to the earnings call for Amazon, just in case, like Tesla, they might announce that they already have some Bitcoin on the balance sheets. I mean, they could have been smash buying yesterday, which could have caused that green candle to pop up out of nowhere and just go boom, causing a short squeeze. So who knows?
Elon dropping that nugget of SpaceX owning Bitcoin is pretty big, and I think we're going to keep getting those nuggets from different people, and the small dominoes are going to be knocking over large dominoes. Mm-hmm. And but just be careful, because there's a lot of people that'll rush into the market that have no clue what they're doing, and you could be one of those people. So just spend the time to understand what you're doing, because if you know what's happening out there and you're confident in what you're buying, then nothing's going to scare you out of this.
Right. Good advice, man. Do your own research, not financial advice. We are just telling you the news and giving you our interpretation of what's going on. All that good stuff. Well, thank you, Thomas. It's Thomas Miata. You're online. People want to follow you as Thomas Miata. That's really what he goes by. I'm Ian, Investment Cipher. You see the tag below. Appreciate y'all. And until next time.